Welcome back to Money Talks. I'm today's host, Mike Lomas, along with Glenn Wiggle. We are the Financial Guys, and we're here each and every Tuesday right after the news, 11:30 to noon. This is the place where money meets politics. We have a lot of fun with this show. We sometimes talk money, sometimes talk politics, and sometimes we talk about nothing that was planned. So today we will talk a little bit about the dysfunction of New York State. We're going to end the show with Mike Hayflick, and Mike is our certified Social Security claiming strategist. He's a huge part and the head of the Social Security team at Financial Guys. So we'll be talking money management and Social Security and the blend of the two. Where do we start out? Yesterday I think it was, New York State, this is actually how the Associated Press, New York State Controller is sounding the fiscal alarm, saying the state could be headed toward increased financial challenges in the future. Now, what was really alarming is because, of course, the Controller automatically blames Trump. Right? I'm surprised they didn't try to blame Bush, but they got Trump. It's Trump's fault. Right? He's not going to give us enough money. But when you start to really peel back the layers, you realize that, well, wait a minute, the tax receipts, the money being brought in, is down $1.7 billion. So
that's right.
How could that be a Donald Trump thing? I mean, I guess he moved to Washington, so maybe his tax return is...
Nothing's been cut yet, right?
No.
So we haven't repealed Obamacare. Nothing's been cut yet. There's really been no funding that's been taken away from the states yet.
Yeah. So how could that be? We're down 1.7. They increased taxes last year. Cuomo got he bragged about...
But he's lowered them overall.
Oh,
right. That's the thing. He's lowered them overall.
You've seen that, right, in your return?
Yeah. Well, yeah, mine are way down.
Cut in half.
Off $1.5 billion from last year. So they're down $1.5 billion from the year before tax receipts.
Unreal.
In mid-February, they were looking at their projections. They're $1.7 billion off. What that says is people are leaving, right?
Yeah.
We continue to lose manufacturing. We continue to lose people.
And the people who actually pay the taxes, right?
Well, that's right.
That's who's leaving.
Right. We lose the tax base, unfortunately. And that's what's going on. So we can blame Trump. We can blame Washington. We can blame the funding or this or that and the other thing. The fact of the matter is that we need to do a better job making New York State a business-friendly state.
Sure.
Now, Trump this week tweeted out that upstate New York is struggling, and if you want manufacturing, look at Wisconsin, better jobs. Of course, that just triggered the left.
He said leave. he
just said leave.
Trump said, look, if you're looking for a manufacturing job, get out.
Yeah, this is not the place to be.
So, of course, Poloncarz says, well, he should come up here and look and check out what we're doing, right?
Yeah, like the Solar City plant.
Yeah, that's right.
The nice big giant, million square foot vacant building.
I almost said Solyndra Enter One, but
no, don't look at that.
We'll call it Solar City.
Don't look at that.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that businesses are coming to New York State because we're giving them ridiculous tax freebies. That's why.
Well, certain businesses are coming to New York State, right?
Right.
So Poloncarz is a point, right? If you're friends with Mr. Poloncarz and his buddies in the Cuomo administration, you will come to New York because they'll write you a nice check.
That's right.
Like Solar City, right?
Right.
But if you're not, and they don't agree with your business model, maybe a business model that actually makes money, then you're not coming to New York.
Yeah, like the Remington facility that was actually for manufacturing guns and making money, and then been chased out of New York.
Yeah.
The fact is, again, we need to make New York State a business-friendly place, right? So New York State, we need to lower taxes, lower regulation, make it attractive for businesses to want to be here. Just very simply, businesses don't want to be here unless we say, here's $1 billion building for you.
Right.
Here's tax-free for 10 years.
$1 billion building with $2 rent for 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years. Here's a payroll holiday for the rest of your life. Things like that, right?
Right. Meanwhile, guys like you and I who are homegrown, right?
20 years paying taxes, business owners here.
20 years paying taxes, we continue to get abused,
Right.
The folks, the husband and wife who own a hardware store continue to be abused. Yeah. The folks who started out with nothing and now own 3 or 4 restaurants continue to be abused.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, God forbid you own more than a certain amount, because then you have to deal with the $15 hour minimum wage and things like that in this state. And who was it? I think it was the guy who owns all the Applebee's in downstate, but he did an interview a couple weeks ago on Fox, and we never talked about this, but he said basically, listen, because of Obamacare, because of minimum wage, since last year, he's let go something like 1,000 people from his restaurants, and they're going to automation.
They did the same thing literally like a week after Obamacare was announced. He was laying off people.
Yeah, because you got to. You can't keep up with the cost and the regulation. Yeah. This state, and here's the deal, right? This state is not a business-friendly state. It's not. I don't care what Cuomo says. says. I don't care what Zemsky says, what Poloncarz says.
It's been business friendly to a select group of people who abuse the taxpayers. They happen to mainly be the friends of the Democrats, right? But a very, very small group of people works out really well for, right? Solar City to continue to, I mean, hey, do you get free? We don't get free rent. No, you and I are looking to buy a building. I never got a call from the government that said, hey, we'll write you a check for $500,000 or $1 million.
Here's the key question. How much money has Elon Musk promised to Andrew Cuomo's reelection bid for governor or his run for president? But you're going to find out. You want to talk about collusion?
Yep.
You're going to find out at some point in the future he's writing big checks to Cuomo for
the mainstream media will be investigating
for his politics. I'm sure.
We got to take a quick break. Mike Lomas, Glenn Wiggle, Financial Guys. Mike Hayflick will be with us at the end of the show. We will end up talking about money. Financial Guys on WGRZ. Do not turn the dial. Welcome back to Money Talks. Mike Lomas, along with Glenn Wiggle. We are the Financial Guys. This is where money meets politics. We do manage money for a living, folks. If you need help with retirement planning, estate planning, Mike Hayflick will be with us at the end of the show. Social Security planning, Medicare planning. We have a division that will help Medicare folks, independent Medicare rep. So if you need help, if you think like us, 633-1515. Before the break, we were talking about the dysfunction of New York State. Glenn, controller coming out, sounding the financial alarm. You know what's really scary to me is we're not in a recession.
No.
You sound financial alarms when the country is in a recession, when the world is in a recession. We've been doing okay. I mean, we haven't been doing great. We've been saying it for years. We should be growing a lot faster than we have been. But you don't sound financial alarms when the economy's growing. You do that when it's shrinking, right? And you know, during the break, we were talking about the fact that, you know, let's continue to come back. I know we're maybe beating a dead horse because we've talked about this the last few weeks, but Solar City, you folks out there that are paying taxes, I mean, this is what a crime this is. What a scumbag operation for the taxpayers of this state.
Yeah, let's just follow the money for a second, because this is a big deal, right? And this is still, we're not talking about this enough. So Solar City creates this, well, Solar City is now owned by Tesla, but they created a subsidiary called Soliva. New York State engaged in the agreement with Soliva. Now, Soliva has no revenue, no income, no assets. It's a shell corporation under the holding company. Soliva then gets to deal with New York State for New York State to build them this state-of-the-art manufacturing facility for them to build these state-of-the-art solar panels. Before they even start business or production, the solar panels are already obsolete, so that's off the table. So Soliva now goes to Panasonic, leases the facility to Panasonic, a 1 million square foot factory for we don't know what, God only knows what, right? Let's assume that it's a going rate of, let's, I don't know, say $15 a square foot. $15 a square foot, it's 1 million square feet.
Yeah, brand new building.
$15 million Soliva's gonna bring in, right? The New York's gonna get $2 a year in rent, and the taxpayers are going to eat it.
$2 a year.
$2 a year.
Not even $2 a square foot, $2 a year.
So think about this. So let's say that we have a business. We'll call it a widget factory. And we negotiate. We set up a shell corporation that has no income, no assets, no revenue. We go to Como and say, we want you, Howard Zemsky, Como, to build us a facility. We're going to build these state-of-the-art flying widgets, okay? And here's the best part. We're going to employ 5,000 jobs. You're going to build this facility for us. You're going to give it to us for $2 a year for the next 20 years, okay? Now, we don't ever build the widgets because we don't really want to build widgets. What we do is we take that facility and we release it out to the ABC widget that's now going to pay us $15 million a year. We're going to make great money off this factory. The taxpayers' hope of breaking even is zero, right? Even if they were to create the 5,000 jobs and collect the tax on those jobs to New York State, it would take New York State roughly 100 years to bring back in enough tax revenue to pay for this building. And by that point, it'll be way obsolete.
Let's follow the money trail, like you said before.
So where does it go? When does it come back to Cuomo?
When does it come back to Cuomo in the form of contributions?
That's right.
When does it come back to Elon Musk in the form of managing this as some kind of a stipend or some kind of a salary to manage the building? What a joke. I know we're up against the break here. I do want to mention too, thank you, John McCain, for the no vote this week. I know you promised everybody that you were going to fight and stop Obamacare.
For 7 years.
For 7 years. And I know a lot of folks, or conservative folks, gave you money to do that. What a total disappointment he was this week. Total,
the
he's
whole
been a
re-
disappointment for a long time, but
That's
what a
true.
disappointment. I mean, these Republicans, they are the weakest we've seen in a long, long time, decades, right?
This is the most ineffective, useless Republican congressional party in my lifetime.
Yeah.
In 45 years, these are the weakest, most useless Republicans I have ever seen in the Senate.
Stop supporting them, you conservatives. You continue to support these folks, and they continue to disappoint us time and time and time again. They're really sad. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. WGRZ Financial Guys, this is where money meets politics. You need us throughout the week, folks. 633-1515. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at FinGuys. And we'll be right back with Mike Hayflick joining us, certified Social Security claiming strategist.